climate change crisis has already been solved. We already have the facts and solutions. All we need to do is wake up and make the change. These were Greta Thunberg's words regarding the risk of climate change. Today I will reveal the threat that climate change projects onto our world and why we need to stop releasing its main contributor, greenhouse gases. We all call planet Earth our home, so it is crucial to be aware of the potential dangers that climate change possesses. As a high school student, I have taken many science classes and have learned a considerable amount about climate change and environmental issues. The impact of climate change has only risen due to the greenhouse gas emissions generated by humans. It is necessary to be informed about what climate change is, how it's a threat to humanity, and how you can put an end to it before it escalates. First, we will discuss what climate change is and why it's a significant issue. Climate change is when greenhouse gases are released into the atmosphere, causing permanent shifts in weather patterns and temperature. In my survey, I asked you to describe the first time you heard about climate change. One of you said that it appeared on Twitter and social media, which made you more aware. When I collected my data, I realized that more than half of you said that you heard it recently in the media. Despite hearing about climate change on the news, 50% of you said that you had a neutral knowledge when I asked the question, how would you rate your knowledge on climate change? These statistics let me know that the news reportings didn't provide much intel or you didn't understand what they were discussing. In just a few seconds, you will gain significant knowledge on climate change. Let's begin with the two most common questions. What is the cause of climate change, and how is it a threat to humans? In 2014, the IPCC wrote regarding the change in extreme weather events that some of these changes have been linked to human influences. Next, we will discuss how climate change is a threat to humanity. As temperatures drastically change, the risk of severe weather events such as flooding, storms, and droughts all pose a threat to the community's health. National Geographic reported in their article, Cause and Effects of Climate Change, that hurricanes and other storms are likely to become stronger, floods and droughts will become more common. In 2017, the Environmental Protection Agency listed various ways extreme weather can affect human health. Reducing the availability of safe food and drinking water, increasing stomach and intestinal illnesses, and disrupting access to hospitals and pharmacies. Putting our health at risk is a significant matter, therefore we need to eliminate our production of greenhouse gases. The direct correlation between greenhouse gases and climate change also pose a threat to our air quality. Climate change and air pollution go hand in hand. Both get worse when greenhouse gases are released into the air by the burning of fossil fuels. According to an article written in 2018 by the Climate Reality Project, pollution from burning fossils is bad enough in the air that we breathe, but many impacts of climate change also impact the air quality. For instance, climate change has been linked to more wildfires. Exposures have been linked to burning eyes, heart and lung diseases, and even death. Finally, I will explain how we can counter the production of greenhouse gases. According to NASA's article, Responding to Climate Change, mitigation involves reducing the flow of heat-trapping greenhouse gases into the atmosphere by reducing sources of these gases, for example, the burning of fossil fuels for electricity, heat, or transportation. In 2014, the IPCC also stated that vulnerability to climate change, greenhouse gas emissions, and the capacity for adaptation and mitigation are strongly influenced by the livelihoods, lifestyles, behavior, and culture. By simply making these few changes to the way we live our lives, greenhouse gases will deteriorate, weakening the impact of climate change. Nonetheless, people may be reluctant to change their lifestyles due to the insignificant knowledge of climate change solutions. When I asked the question, what is the main cause of climate change? One person responded by saying, there are many things that cause pollution, such as factories and cars. It is a big issue that I feel is hard to fix because we need most factories, cars, and etc. I do have to agree that cars are one of the most necessary ways to be transported. However, according to the article, Reducing Pollution with Electric Vehicles, published by the Office of Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy, plug-in electric vehicles can help keep your town and world clean. In general, EVs produce fewer emissions. The respondent also showed concerns with factories. There's no need to fear though, because in 2018, Simon Manwaring wrote that companies can take a stand by measuring emissions, making a climate action plan, and set emission reduction targets. According to my survey, 66% of you said yes when asked if you are aware of the environmental effects your country has on the planet. Even though more than half of you stated that you were aware of the damage climate change can have, there were still some concerns that may have prohibited you from participating in the reduction of greenhouse gases. At this time, I can only wish that you understand how the choices you make in your lives can lead to the increase of greenhouse gases. During my speech, we talked about what climate change is, how it is a threat to humanity, and the solutions to participate in reducing greenhouse gases. But what would our world look like if we didn't change? Our planet would become swarmed by greenhouse gases, where severe weather events occur causing illnesses and disease, and where air pollution makes the air we breathe become toxic. Moving forward, I want you to consider every decision that you make because it has importance. Momentarily, I will be passing out a pamphlet to each of you that I created. My goal for creating this pamphlet was to allow you to review what we have discussed today and give you the research to gain more knowledge and share with others. So I ask you to take what you have discovered about climate change and start taking steps to reducing greenhouse gases you may be producing. Today you have learned the facts of climate change and how you can begin partaking in the solutions to greenhouse gases reduction. As Greta Thunberg proclaims, all we have to do is wake up and change.